Hi, everyone. This is Pastor Sarah from Bayshore Lutheran Church here in Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin. I'm glad you joined me today so that we can talk about where we are with our Biblical Lit Reading Challenge. So, just for fun today, I Googled what week are we in our year 2022, and we're actually in week 31. So, we're more behind than I realized, and that's okay. That's okay. We can't catch up very quickly, obviously, but we can gain some time this week. And that's why this video is weeks 24, 25, 26, and 27. If you pull out the reading guide, you're going to see that you're supposed to read the book of Psalms. And obviously, there's 150 of them. And so it's stretched out. It's stretched out over these weeks. But Martin Luther read, and I don't know if you knew this or not, but he would read 10, no, excuse me, he would read 15 Psalms every night. And he would do that so he would, in essence, every 10 days, read the entire book of Psalms, and then he'd start it over again. And his goal was to read the book of Psalms 3 times a month. Now, I feel if Martin can do it, we can too. And so I'm going to encourage you to join me by just gaining some time here. So for weeks 24 through 27, you're going to see that you start, if you haven't already, on Psalm 43, and you just keep reading until the end, until you finish Psalm 150. And then it goes into the book of Proverbs. Now, chapter 27, week 27, I should say. That is a whole week of Proverbs, and I do want you to read that. Next week, for week 28, I will talk about Proverbs. I will share with you some history behind them and maybe a couple of my favorite Proverbs. But for now, just go ahead and finish the book of Psalms. Get caught up into week 27 with the Proverbs, and then next week we will talk about week 28 being Proverbs and Ecclesiastes and Song of Solomon. Okay, I know that seems like a lot, and it is a little bit. But what I said last week, I still want to do, which is I wanted to share with you what Psalms, which are songs, as I shared last week, they are songs that were sung during worship. And I wanted to share with you what that sounds like. Well, my friends, I can't do that very easily. First of all, my singing voice has just been shot. The last 10 years, I have no tune at all, and it's just not good. Secondly, my Hebrew is not that flawless. So I thought, I'll just find some places online and I will share that in my video. Well, that's against the law because of copyright. So what I can do is below this in the comments section, I have shared with you 3 links within YouTube for you to hear 2 psalms sung in Hebrew. One is a very modern translation. The other one is a more traditional worship style singing psalm. And then the third one is actually from Proverbs. And it's a chant, a Hebrew chant for Proverbs 31. And it's one of my favorites. So while you're reading and you're catching up a little bit with me on these weeks that we kind of lost with my COVID and whatnot, we're going to catch up a little bit. I would love for you to hear some Psalms in Hebrew. And then get into Proverbs. And then next week in week 28, I'll talk more about Proverbs. And as I said, just to give you a little bit of background about that Proverbs 31, you're going to hear the chanting of Hebrew for Proverbs 31. Follow it. You will be able to do this with your own Bible. Open up your Bible to Proverbs 31, beginning at verse 10, and you will be able to follow the words, even though it's in English. The cadence of our NRSV translation follows the song very well. And you will also understand too that this is a song sung at home. It's not a worship song. It's sung at home on Shabbat, by the men, the males in the family, and they sing it to their females in the family. And it's a wonderful tradition. So my friends, join me in catching up. Be like Martin Luther, get those Proverbs and Psalms all done. And I'll see you next week, next time for week 28. And we'll just be a couple weeks behind after that. Take care, my friends.